guys, this is Sasha with Rice and Raw, and I have NaturallyStefanie here as well. And today we're going to be talking about fitness and all that fun stuff. So Stefanie and I started bulking at the same time in November, and we got a little bit more serious about our bulking, and we started to figure out what works for us more in like the January time frame. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, that's the same for me. I kind of had 2 months sort of trial and wasn't really eating as much as I probably should because I kept my fat low and just increased my protein. But I had to up my fat as well. I just thought that you could just do it with the protein, but you definitely need higher fat. Well, in my like experience anyway.
It's funny because I did the total opposite. I upped my fat, but I didn't really focus on my protein. And I did see like a little bit of a change, but once I upped my protein as well, that's when I started to see like the real gains come through.
Yeah. Do you mean like strength gains or look or
I
both?
would say both, but it's a combination of having higher fat and higher protein. That like really works.
You definitely need both of them. I think. Yeah. Yeah. So what are you aiming for just now then? Like calorie wise, do you try and hit a certain calorie count or certain macros or anything like that?
I definitely try to hit around 3,000, but it can end up being maybe like 2,500 to 3,500 depending on the day.
Yeah.
For macros, it's probably what I've ended up doing is more like 65% carbohydrates and then like 20% fat and then the rest protein. But I've been trying to up my carbs a little bit more to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of aiming for 3,000 calories, but sometimes, like you said, it's sometimes a bit lower, sometimes a bit higher, but I do try and hit 3,000. Right now I'm kind of about 70% carbs, 15 fat, 15 protein, because when you're eating as much as 3,000 calories, 15% still adds up to quite a lot, because I'm always over 100 grams of protein, always over 40-50 grams of fat, and then the rest is just carbs. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is focusing more on trying to hit at least 100 grams of protein and trying to be around about the 50 grams of fat mark. Anything over that, I feel like the way I just feel in general is just really bad with too much fat. I just feel so tired. I literally cannot get out of my bed. I'm like, I don't want to get out of my bed. I just feel so and I just feel like nothing functions as well as it should with like higher fat. So I think 50s, 60 a really big push is kind of as far as I've been going fat wise. But I think you definitely need to eat higher fat and higher protein if you're wanting to. If you're just trying to gain, what in my experience, what I found was, see if I've just been trying to gain just a small amount of muscle in terms of like baby gains or something, I don't know what to call it, but like the tiniest little bit. Then when I was eating sort of 8-10-10 Rottle 4, that was fine, but I felt like I couldn't get past that. Like I couldn't get to the stage I am now, and I couldn't get that much stronger either. So I was getting a bit stronger, but I wasn't at the speed that I am now, if that makes sense.
Yep, I totally agree with you, because I definitely know in my past experience that I've been able to put on muscle eating more 80-10-10 macros, but like recently, since upping the fat and protein at the same time, that's when I've seen the fastest progress towards like building muscle and strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've noticed it on your squats. You've been posting a lot of videos on Instagram with like your squats, and you've been doing like so well with them.
Oh, thank you. I posted like squats. Like, what are squats? I was so confused.
So what's like your workout split like just now then? What kind of, like, do you do a certain amount of leg days, upper body days, anything like that?
I do. I have 2 different types of days. One where I start off with squats, and then one where I start off with deadlifts. And then I move on to the accessory movements, more vanity lifts, I guess I would call it. And then I actually do days where I don't go to the gym.
Yeah.
I do more just, I have like ankle weights, and I'll do like the donkey kicks and just like a little circuit of that, like after work if I have some time. But I don't do a lot of upper body weights, but that's something I've been incorporating more so. Doing like shoulders and back, and then like chest and biceps maybe.
Yeah.
How about you?
I was going to say, because you can really notice your shoulders.
Oh,
that's like the one area I want to build up the most, and I feel like you always have these like shoulders popping, and mine are just like, Come on.
Leftover from
Grow.
pole.
I know, maybe I should start pole dancing. That might help.
Yeah, I need to start. I feel like I've been losing some shoulder gains, so I'm gonna get back.
Oh, really?
Back to working on these babies.
Yeah. So what are you doing your pole dancing as your cardio then? Do you do any other cardio, or is it your dance?
I haven't actually done any pole dancing since my studio closed last summer. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, it's really sad actually. I can't do like half
Aw.
the moves I used to be able to.
Yeah.
But I actually don't do any cardio at this point.
Yeah.
So,
That's the same as me. I've not done cardio in, 2 years? I ran a 10k a couple of months ago, but that was just kind of on a whim, just ran it, and then that was me. Done. Never again. I did that one time, it was for charity, so I thought, right, I'll do it, and then that was me for like the next 2 years. No, my workout split tends to, I've kind of changed it lately because I want to focus more on building my bum and my legs and then my shoulders. So I'm doing 3 leg days right now. One of them, it's actually similar to you. I've got 2 heavy days, one of them starting off with squats, and then the second one starting off with deadlifts, and then doing all the, like what you call the vanity moves, just to add in a bit extra. And then I have a third day which is just lighter weight but volume, so sort of more muscle building and strength building, and focusing on doing, you know, like 20 reps of everything for like 3 and 4 sets rather than, you know, just doing 5 by 5, something like that. But it's funny now that I've realised that like I'm doing sets of 10 and 12 reps with like 60 kilo now, whereas I used to be like dying to squat 60 kilo for like 1 rep. So I'm like, you need to bulk. People need to bulk. And it's not as if, that's a funny thing, I don't look at us as being bulky.
right.
Like at
So,
all.
when we say bulk,
Compared to like the average person.
yeah. And actually, the other day, someone was commenting on my YouTube about bulking and how unhealthy it is, but then they saw what I was eating and what you're eating, and they're like, oh, that's not unhealthy. So it's really just, instead of being raw till 4, 80-10-10 type of deal, you know, we're still in that realm of, you know, high carb, but we've just really altered it a little bit more to suit what we're going towards.
Yeah. I know I've had a lot of people saying that. They say, what is bulking? Why are you bulking? And people think you're just getting fat, or I don't know. I think that's what's associated with it. I mean, to be fair, I've had a couple of videos where I've had sort of dirty bulking days and just been going crazy with like, because we've had this sort of festival going on in Glasgow that happens like once a month, and there's like vegan cakes that are brought and all this kind of thing. So there'd be a lot of videos on that, which I think people might have the wrong idea. So most of the time I do eat whole foods, healthy stuff, but and I'm always high carb. I would never go lower carb to up protein. I've just upped the protein and the fat along with having higher carb, which I think you've done as well.
I've been trying to. It's definitely hard to keep your carbohydrates up there when you're eating more fat and protein, because I feel like I get fuller quicker, but also I like don't really, I'm not as like ready to eat the next meal because I'm kind of like fatted out by like the last one.
Yeah.
So I try to save my more fatty meals for the end of the night too.
Yeah, that's the same as me. I'll put like some nut butter in a smoothie after the gym, and then I'll just have something sort of more fats at dinner, but I couldn't eat it throughout the day. I started off putting it in, like having more fat at breakfast, and it just killed me. I just could not take fat at breakfast, so it's like lean breakfast, protein smoothie with some nut butter, and then snack, and then dinner with the more fat in it. But I think it's easier to put your fat in dinner, because food like tofu, that's higher in fat, so I think that's just easy to eat, and like avocado and things like that. I don't actually eat avocado, but I'm just lazy. I can't be bothered waiting on them.
Yeah, that's I'm the biggest avocado fan.
Yeah, I know yours always looks so good. You always add it to like sushi and things, and it always looks way more exciting than what I do with it.
So back to
I've just finished saying.
Back to like your breakup, I guess.
After the 3 leg days, then, so I kind of right now I'm doing legs maybe Monday, Thursday, Saturday, something like that. And then I have a chest day, an arm day, a shoulder day, and a back day. But most of the time I'm splitting arms into triceps and biceps and doing them with, you know, shoulders and back. So I'm not doing like 4 upper body days and 3 lower body days. That way I would have no days off. So I'm kind of doing I'm doing shoulders with triceps, and I'm doing chest with a bit of shoulders again. So I'm doing shoulders twice, because that's one area that needs to be built. And then I'm doing back with biceps. So that's my 3 upper body days.